Hello friends, welcome to Squared Plans. I'm Stephanie and today we're going to be setting up our horizontal planners for the next week in December. And I've got some washi tape here ready to go, as well as these sticker books which I'll pull from. So this is the second week of the December Plannable Challenge, and this week's theme is Sweet Traditions. So if you'd like to participate, go ahead and post your spreads up on Instagram using the hashtag PlannableDecember2021. We'd love to see what you come up with. Okay everyone, let's get to it. I am pretty excited about this one. I think I have the perfect set of stickers to use, and so I'm going to start pulling out some things I think I'll use from my Holiday Spice sticker book from Recollections. I'll go ahead and grab out that sheet of gingerbread cookie shapes. Just love the way that these look. Not exactly sure how I'm going to fit them all together, but the plan is to do maybe a spine centered design with everything kind of coming down the spine and overlapping a bit. Now, there's a lot of brown in those stickers and not a lot else, so I'm bringing in my Best Year Ever sticker book and adding a bit more color through some focus boxes and these quotes that I saw in there that I thought would be a good match for kind of this classic look. So I'm trimming out one of those quotes there so I can reuse the gingerbread cookie sticker at the top. And then I'm also pulling in possibly this quote says Merry and Bright from the Best Year Ever sticker book. And just looking for some other things that I might want to add in for color and variety. But I think I'm going to stick with those quotes as the main thing and these focus boxes, but I am limited, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this guy in half so I can get two for the price of one, and just kind of trying to find a good spot to cut it down. There is a star right in the center, so I'm going to cut it a little bit off center so I can preserve the star on the one side, and then we'll just butt up those boxes up against the edges. So now that I know kind of what colors I plan to use, I'm going to go ahead and start building out the main decor here along the spine. It's a little bit tricky because a lot of these items are pretty big, and of course they're paper stickers, so you can overlap them a little bit, but since they cover each other up, they won't quite mesh together. So I'm just trying to fit them together like a puzzle piece, but with a little bit of overlap, as you'll see a little bit later down the road. And at first I didn't realize that there weren't more stickers available to me in different sizes, so I thought this was all that I was going to be working with. So I started to kind of move things around and then make adjustments. And then, as you'll see, I'll kind of go through the book and see if I can find anything else that will help me bridge the gap I'm feeling here between these stickers. This kind of feels like a little bit of a blob at the moment, and I'm just not in love with it quite yet. I thought maybe I'd bring in some of these smaller circle stickers instead, but the scale of them was a little bit off and the colors weren't really helping. They were mostly tan. There was one that was a dark green, but for the most part the colors weren't doing it for me. So this is when I went into the quotes and decided to kind of do some overlap with the quotes, and that helped a lot. I felt like introducing the added bit of color really made this area feel more vibrant and more fun. And I'm pulling out only the quotes with the serif type font so that they all kind of have that classic Christmas look to them and that they all match. going to try not to overdo it here. So I've laid in about 2 or 3 of each color along the spine area. And now I'm just trying to see what else I might want to bring in and putting things away that I know I probably won't use. I'm liking where this is going, but I feel like I need a quote or something, just some added fun. And here's where I stumble across this page of additional smaller stickers with the gingerbread theme. So I started to try to incorporate some of those. I put down the snowman and the stocking, and they felt a little bit too small. The Christmas kind of cookie star snowflake was okay. I thought the sizing was just about right, but the other two just felt a little bit too small. So I have them there now, but I think I'm going to make an adjustment just because they were just, I don't know, they just didn't feel proportionate to the other stickers. I had pulled out my older seasonal classic sticker book as well, but the colors in there just didn't match up like I thought they would, even though the sticker styling is almost identical to the Best Year Ever. The color scheme is shifted between the books, so they're not quite a good match color-wise. And now I'm looking for just another way to add in more color. And here I'm looking for more of this like sparkle stars that I have, because I only have 2 from the Best Year sticker book, but I didn't see any in there. I definitely want to pull those in though, because I have those sparkle stars in a lot of the focus boxes, so I will plan on doing that. So I'm starting to incorporate some of the washi, and I really think the red is a great match. The green, not so much. The color isn't quite working for me, but I like the red and I like it along the edge there, so I'll see what else I can do with this one, or see if there's any other washi I want to add in, maybe to bring in some of the brown there on the edge as well. And I got this kind of craft paper brown washi that I thought I might use. So I'm just trying it layered up with the red and see how I like it. I kind of feel like the brown would be better on the bottom, so I was trying that out. And I like it, but it pushes everything even closer to where the writing area is. And I really want it to kind of stay on the border, so we'll see. Also thought I might bring in some of these holly leaves, berries, and these strips, but I just feel like it was cluttering things up a little too much. Maybe just on the top and the bottom. And now I started to cut up those sparkle stars that I pulled earlier. Like I said, I only had 2 of these, so I'm going to cut it up pretty fine and spread it around the edges of the cookies so that it feels a little more fun and festive around them. And I just decided that the holly was, again, too much of a distraction. I really wanted more of the focus on the cookies and the sparkle, so we're gonna focus there. And I really pushed these sparkles a long way for only having 2 fairly small stickers. So I think it really turned out well for having very little to work with. And here's where I'm replacing out the snowman and the stocking that was a little bit too small, I felt. and rebalancing things with just those small to medium-sized snowflake cookie stickers. And again, decided no craft paper colored washi. We're gonna stick maybe with just the plaid. And then going through, seeing if there's any more items I can bring in to add a little more color to the middle section here. And for some reason, that merry and bright quote really just wasn't working for me. I like it, but I don't know. There's something about it that I didn't like. I think it might be the pink bright because it says merry and red, but then there's an additional color brought in with the pink, and I don't have any real pink emphasis around the spread, so I think that's why I wasn't loving it. I did remember that I had this Happy Holidays sticker, and that had red and green, and I thought that was a good match since I had the blue in the other side with the Be Merry, so that worked out nice. And I think we're getting close here, just trying to see if there's anything else I want to bring in. Maybe something for my checklists. And I started to add in those strips, but again, I kind of just felt like they were detracting from the main event there in the middle. So we'll leave those on the sheet, and maybe I can bring in a little bit more with some color using mild liners or something like that. So I'm going to go ahead and put back the stickers I'm not using. See if there's anything else I want to bring in here. Making some adjustments so it looks a little cleaner. And okay, let's move things over. I'm going to go ahead and get started with the border. So I'm going to lay down this red plaid washi and then just trim it out. I'm going to start with the sides and see how I like that. And I like it, but I'm thinking maybe I want to add in more washi across the top and the bottom, make a full border. Let's just add in some of the other items first, get an idea, and then figure out what I want to do with the border after that. I'm going to go ahead and white out the line using my Sakura Jelly Roll white pen for the back of the Be Merry and the Happy Holidays quotes, just for a little bit cleaner look. And that one's really good, except for I had a little bit of excess there that I needed to clean up next to the H. And okay, we're gonna roll these bad boys off. I was getting that ready and then realized, no, I think I want the full border all around the edge. So I'm gonna go ahead and white out the December so it's not cut off by the washi, and just lay this washi down across the top. One thing I didn't do, which you might notice, is I forgot to pull a December to add to the top so that it was labeled. I may do that later in the week. It's not super important. I mean, I know what month I'm in, but it is nice to have it labeled just in case. And then just finishing off this other side of the top. Sometimes I pull a little too tight when I am laying down the washi, so sometimes I have to release the washi on the edges so that it doesn't curl the paper. And just cleaning up that bottom edge there. Again, releasing the corner a little bit. And I really like that. I think that's going to be a nice burst of color, which the spread I felt really needed because of all of the brown. So as I'm laying this in, I'm going to roll it off, but I'm making some adjustments now that the border takes up about a ½ an inch there. So I'm moving some of those stickers down as needed. And this roll off takes a little bit because it, has a lot of moving pieces here, but this technique was the best way to get everything off at once without adjusting things on the fly. And I'm straightening as I go as well so that things will lay down straight on the sheet as I release it from the wax paper. And again, making adjustments as I go, straightening things out. I'm also looking at the spine and trying to make sure none of the text is going to get cut off when I separate these pages. And somehow I got the wax paper caught on the back of one of these stickers and it started to rip, so I had to pull some up and get that wax paper out of there. But everything else came off pretty smooth. Really happy the way it turned out. And I'm just going to lay in that last Christmas quote there. And I think we are good to go. So we're just going to do the trimming now. Again, I'll try to use any pieces that I can from the leftovers. And if not, I will save the bigger pieces for another spread. And just making the adjustments there. Thought maybe I could bring in a little bit of something. And I think I can use the top of that ornament cookie. Everything else I think is good to go. Alright, so now let's separate the pages out. I'm going to use my scissors and kind of do it from the back first so that I can see where I'm cutting. The pages are a tiny bit separated at the bottom, so I'm cutting on one side, and then when I go back I'm going to fix the excess on the opposite side and just trim it off. So everything looks good and we're ready to punch it. Yes, my favorite part. Not. So I'm going to use a scrap piece of paper behind the punches so that any sticker will attach itself to the page below instead of getting stuck to the punches. And then I punch through and surprise, surprise, it did not catch. So I was definitely expecting it to catch on the second time. So I tried to solidify all the stickers down, make it as seamless as possible. Punched. Oh my goodness, no problems this week. And that'll do it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up down below. Go ahead and leave me a comment if you'd like to get in touch, and think about subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, if you'd like to see more of my videos. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and we'll see you next time. Bye!